Hey everybody, in this video we are talking about all of those people who are trying to sell their home on their own, and we're talking about some of the main issues and challenges that sellers who are selling on their own will face. So check out the video. Welcome to the channel. I'm Daniel Ackerman. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams in New York City, bringing you great real estate information with knowledge, integrity, and professionalism to help people sell homes, buy homes, and invest in real estate. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell and you'll get notifications of all my new content. In this video, we're looking at some of the main challenges that for sale by owner sellers face. Obviously I am a realtor and I make my living by helping people sell homes and buy homes. So I have a vested interest in helping people. But nevertheless, the fact remains that sellers selling on their own do face some specific challenges. Now, I'm not one of those realtors who believes that sellers can't sell on their own. And I would never say that to somebody. There are realtors out there who will tell you that, oh, you're selling on your own, you can't do it, there's no way. That's not true. You can sell on your own, absolutely 100%. Will you be able to sell for the same amount of money as a realtor might be able to do? That's a different question. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It really depends. But either way, if you're selling on your own, you definitely are going to be facing certain specific challenges, which I want to go over, and that's what this video is all about. Now, there are many challenges that a for sale by owner might face, but we can really boil them down to four main challenges, and maybe a couple of other things that I want to mention in there real quick. But it really boils down to four main issues that or challenges that a seller selling on their own will face. So number one would be marketing. Doing the same amount of marketing and the same quality of marketing that a realtor will be able to do for you is a significant challenge for a lot of sellers. There's a lot to it, and usually a lot more than sellers think. So that's number one. Number two would be follow-up, and this is a really important one, following up with all of the people that are either interested in your property or come and see the property. Number three is who actually sees the property. So your audience, when you are selling by your own, on your own, then who your audience is tends to actually shift, and that can be a real challenge for a lot of sellers. So we'll look at that. And finally, time. Your time, because you have to, since you're doing everything, you have to spend the time and the effort to do it all rather than having somebody else do it while you focus on working, taking care of your family, living your life. There are a couple of other things that I want to mention quickly. Negotiation is a big one, and protecting the equity in your property. Now, these are things that a good realtor will be able to do for you. When it comes to negotiating, you're going to make a certain amount of progress on price, but it's really about more than just haggling on price. It's really about finding terms. When deals get, stuck, it's all about finding the right terms that are best for both parties. And an experienced realtor is going to know which terms to massage in order to get the deal done and get the sale to the closing table. And sometimes a seller who is not as experienced, who hasn't sold as many properties as a realtor has, is not going to be as aware of some of those things. And hand in hand with that is protecting the equity, because getting an agreed upon price is only part of it. If you're not protecting your equity from the moment of contract all the way to the closing table, then you're leaving money on the table, and that's ultimately something that every seller wants to avoid. So those are asides, and I'll probably do other videos about that. But really, the four main issues that we're talking about are marketing, follow-up, who sees the property or your audience, and the time it takes to sell. So let's jump in and look at that. Now, when it comes to marketing, a lot of sellers think that all a realtor does is take some pictures with their phone and throw the listing up on the MLS, and that's it. And to be honest, there are some realtors that do just that, but they'll just take some unprofessional photographs with their phone, and they'll throw the listing up on the MLS, and they'll charge 4, 5, 6% of the sale price in commission. And at that point, I would agree that you have to ask yourself, why is it worth that much? But a good realtor is going to do a lot more than that in marketing a property properly. So there's, first of all, professional photography, there's videography, there's virtual mapping and 3D mapping, so that people can take virtual tours and virtual walkthroughs. There's collateral materials such as flyers and postcards. There's signage, your lawn sign, window signs, all kinds of signage possibilities, the riders that go on the signs. There's website syndication. So, it's one thing to put it up on the MLS, but a good realtor is going to make sure that your listing is up on dozens, if not hundreds, of websites, which is what we do. And that takes that takes a lot of time if you're doing it on your own, and it takes money if you're doing it on your own. And that's something that is bundled into the commission when you hire a good realtor. They're going to do that for you and save you all that effort and time. Landing pages, these are like websites, but specifically for your property. So you can, and then those would be connected to social media marketing, which direct traffic to those landing pages. QR codes, 800 phone numbers for calling in and getting information on the property. So lots of different things that a realtor would do for you. If you want to do the same job, it's going to take a lot of your time and a lot of your money to get that done. So that's one of the challenges there, is the marketing. The next topic that we want to talk about is follow-up. One of the main shortcomings, if you want to put it that way, or one of the main challenges that I see that a lot of for sale by owners run up against, is not doing enough follow-up with the people that either express interest in their property or come and see the property. So there's not enough follow-up with inquiries, not enough follow-up with visitors. And that can be a problem of either time, not having the time to do it, or systems, not having the systems in place to actually capture all the information, make sure you're getting everybody's phone number and contact info so that you can then reach back out to them and give them the information that they need. If you're working a full-time job, you can't be answering the phone all day long for inquiries on the property. Now, you may set up a phone number, but then you're going to have to do all the work of calling those people back when you get home from work after fixing your own dinner and all of that stuff. So it can be challenging. Now, here's a real subtle issue that has actually a very big impact for people selling on their own, and that is who actually sees the listing, the audience that you have as a for sale by owner. Now, what is definitely true is that the audience you get as a for sale by owner is not the same as the audience that you will get listed through a realtor. And it's not the audience that will necessarily give you the best price. Here's why. 80% of buyers are still represented by agents of their own. And those agents are going to be looking for listings on the MLS. Why? Because it's the most consistent and correct and accurate information. They're not going to be looking on Zillow because Zillow is designed for consumers. It's not designed for professionals. And they're not going to be looking on Trulia or similar websites because they're for consumers, not for professionals. So right away, if you're listing on your own, you're missing about 80% of your audience because the realtors are not going to be looking there to show their clients. So you're gonna be having that problem. Secondly, a lot of the people that look for listings that are for sale by owner are investors. That audience is not going to give you your top dollar because investors are always looking to pay below market prices because that's how they make their money. That's how they make their profit. So they're not going to be looking to pay you top dollar for your property. Unqualified buyers. So one of the jobs of the buyer agent is to make sure that the person that they're taking to go look at properties is actually qualified to buy. He doesn't want to waste his time. He or she doesn't want to waste their time taking a buyer around who isn't qualified. And they certainly don't want to be presenting an offer to a seller when that person isn't qualified to buy. So the people that are left are unqualified buyers. And you're going to get a lot of inquiries from people who are not qualified. And you're going to have to do the work of qualifying them, making sure they have their pre-approval, getting their proof of funds to make sure that they have enough money for down payment and closing costs, things of that nature. So it becomes a lot more work. You will also run up against unrealistic buyers, people who are hoping to pay 20% below the list price or find a bargain. and that is just a very, very difficult situation to work with. And so that's a real subtle but important challenge that people selling on their own are going to face, and that is the actual pool of buyers that they're likely to see. All right. And finally, there is the issue of time. And we've kind of touched on this several times over the course of this video, but all of these things are going to take your time and effort, and a lot of times money. And these are all things that would be taken care of by a realtor, and that's why they charge the commission that they do. The commission that a realtor charges allows them to build the systems necessary to service their clients, to have systems in place to capture lead information and inquiry information regarding buyers that are interested, to have the systems in place to make sure to be able to follow up with everybody efficiently, to have 800 numbers, a robust marketing program, signage in the yard. All of those things take time and money, and oftentimes sellers who are selling on their own aren't aware of just how much time and money is involved in selling on their own. So those are some of the challenges that you may face if you are a seller looking to sell on your own. I hope you found this video helpful. If you are a seller selling on your own and you're running into some issues, or you just don't want to take the time and spend the money necessary to get all this done, then by all means reach out to me. My contact information is below in the description. I'm more than happy to have a consultation with you and show you what I do as a professional realtor to help people get their home sold for top dollar. And and I only work with people when it's a win-win. So you have to be comfortable with it before I'm going to feel comfortable helping you. So it's really got to be a two-way street. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell, and you'll get notifications of all my new content. Thanks again for watching.